Have a great time. More of our proud of you, Nicole. More of our great Team Noah folks right here. Hey, Jerry, you did a good job with that one.
Hey everyone, welcome to Main Street and Mickey. If this is your first time joining us, we're so glad you're here. Welcome to this magical place. We love talking about Disney at the parks, how you can have Disney fun at home, basically anything to make your day more magical. So we're so glad you joined us. We hope you stick around. We would love it if you would hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that bell notification, which will tell you when we publish our videos. And if you're returning, we're so glad you've come back. We love our little Disney family. You all are the best. We've loved, we're getting more comments, and that's exciting because we get to interact with you all, and that's what this is all about. It's community, and I love it, and I want it to grow. So we're really, 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 really thankful for all of you all. So today we are going to talk about Run Disney. Now, the Run Disney experience is unlike any other, and next week actually starts the Run Disney Marathon Weekend, and I believe Marathon Weekend starts in 4 days. It's crazy. I remember when I did my first 5K, and it was at Disney, and it was amazing, and just one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences because it's kind of expensive, but it's totally worth it. So if you can ever save up to do it, do it. It is so much fun. Now, if you've watched our previous video from this week, you know that Annie and I are training for the Star Wars Virtual Half Marathon. Again, I'm not sure if I need to be put in a crazy house or whatever for agreeing to do this, but we're doing it and we'll see how it goes. But we're really excited, and it just kind of got us remembering our experience when we did our first Run Disney races back in 2016. So we thought we would give you some tips if you're traveling down there in 4 days for your run, if you've considered doing one. Here are some tips that hopefully will help you with your next Run Disney experience. So my first tip, Annie and I have some similar ones and a few different ones that she thought of that I hadn't thought of before. But the first one I have for you, and who would have guessed it, has to do with what you're going to wear. The minute I signed up for my Princess 5K back in 2016, I was like, what princess am I going to dress like? There's so many choices, so many cute ideas on Pinterest. How can a girl choose? But I did, and I waffled back and forth so much. First I thought, okay, I'm gonna be Sleeping Beauty, because I found a really cute top that was pink and blue bottom. So I was like, make it pink, make it blue, that kind of thing. Thought it was really original. Then I remembered the top was really warm. It was more of it had fleece lined and and I knew that would not be good for Florida in January. Even though Florida in January can get cold, I was going to be running, and the weather that week, I was already down there, and I was like, this costume is not gonna work. I would be too hot. So I had to think, and I had to plan again, and I had to freak out, and, freak out Mom and Annie, who were home, because I was doing my Disney College program. But I eventually settled on this costume. I was Belle. I found this shirt at the Run Disney Expo. It is by Raw Threads. It's super comfortable, and it's so adorable. On the back, I didn't take a picture of this, but on the back it had a little magic mirror that looked like the Beast magic mirror that he gives Belle. It was so cute, so comfortable. If you haven't checked out Raw Threads, they have the cutest stuff. I absolutely love the quality of their products. They're a little expensive, but they're worth it, and I love being able to get a few of their pieces. Annie has one that looks like Russell's Wilderness Explorer badge, so it's really, really cute. I was going to wear my Belle shirt for this vlog, but I can't find it. I have no idea where it is. I don't know if it's somewhere under my bed. I don't know if I accidentally got rid of it when I was cleaning out when I came home from my DCP, but I'm going to search for it. I'm going to search for it, and I'm going to find it, because I love that shirt. And it was really fun too, because when I crossed the finish line, the announcer person was like, "Come on, Belle, you can do it." So that was fun. And it was just a really comfortable outfit, and I didn't get too warm or too cold, so it was perfect. And I put a little bow in my hair to make it look like that. If I had been if I had time, if I had my own car and that kind of stuff, I probably would have done a more elaborate outfit, but time just did not allow, but I love what I had, so I'm very happy with it. But here's the biggest tip when choosing your costume for a Run Disney event is make sure that it's comfortable. Because yes, the tutus and skirts are cute, but if they're not comfortable for you to run in 5, 6, however many miles you're running, like, you don't want to do that. So make sure that it's something that stays on you while you run, and make sure it's something that you can sleep in, basically, is what I would say. If you can sleep in it, you're good to run in it. Is have fun with the costume, but also think practically. And my next tip has to do with the expo. The expo is one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. There are so many fun booths that have shoes, that have good like food for runners. It had things like that. Jeff Galloway was there during Annie's run event, and so he was signing pictures and stuff like that. And if you don't know who he is, he's a famous runner, and Disney uses him as their running expert. So that was really cool just to see him in passing. That was really neat. They also have photo opportunities. For my race, they had a thing where you could take a picture with Cinderella's carriage. I couldn't find it though when I was there, so that was a little disappointing, but for Annie's race, they had BB-8, and we did find him. They had him out in a tent, and he was so cute. He didn't move or anything like the one at Hollywood Studios, but he was still really cute, and it was a fun memory. They also had things on the wall and we got Annie's picture. I'll show that here. So that was fun. Just, there's so much to do. They have the cutest clothes, I think, especially the Raw Threads booth. I loved what they had. They had different, during the Princess one, they had more of their princess themed outfits out. For the Star Wars one, they had more of their Star Wars themed, but I think for both races, they had basically all their Disney themed outfits out. So that was really fun. And then of course, there's the Run Disney merchandise itself. You know, your pens, your t-shirts, and yeah, it was really fun. And for my Run Disney race, I got a pen. Let's see the Ariel 5K. 2016, it has the date on there. So cute. And then I also got this. I got this actually on Main Street because I couldn't decide on the one at the expo. So, and I wanted it more personalized, and they weren't doing that there. They just had pictures that were already done. So I went and I had one of the artists do a special one for me, and he even was able to do Disney Princess 5K, and I absolutely love this picture of Ariel, and it just made me think of how I felt after the race. So I absolutely love that, and those were two really, really fun souvenirs. Save money for souvenirs for your Run Disney race, because you're going to want to have things to commemorate it by, along with your medal, which my medal, okay, I'm not complaining about my medal, but look, okay, and now if you, this was for 5K. Now, if I had just run 3 more miles, I would have gotten like the hard medal. But I didn't. But I love this medal too. It was easier to wear around the parks, and it is super cute. Has the year on there. Sebastian, Ariel, Flounder. I had some of the best character interactions when I wore my medal around the park. Tinkerbell called me a fast-flying fairy. I got to see Ariel. I actually had Ariel sign my race bib, which was soも and she was like, oh, you must be a really fast swimmer and all of that. So it was really just some really fun interactions. The Tremaines, Lady Tremaine and her daughters, they were hilarious. Oh my gosh, some of the best character interactions with them ever. Hilarious, and they were just like, well, you can just show this off and all that. It was fun. They were funny. And yeah, it was just, that was one of my favorite parts, getting to wear my medal around the parks. And I loved it from a cast member standpoint too, because I was a cast member at the point. And so when I was at work, either the day before or the day after my race, some people had already done their races and they had their medals on, and I got to interact with them. And one of the saddest, like, gave me cold chills and made me so sad but happy at the same time. It was a man was there, and he was wearing a medal, and I think he had his daughter in the stroller with him. And I asked him, I said, oh, you know, congratulations on your race. I've done mine and it's so much, so much fun. And he said, yeah, we did it for my wife who passed away like a few months ago, and we did it in honor of her. And I was just like, oh, I mean, it broke my heart, but it was just so sweet at the same time that they did that. And it was just, it's fun, this Disney community, no matter if you're as a cast member or a guest or us here on YouTube. Like, you learn so much about people when you interact with them. And I just loved that something like this race gave me ways to interact and gave people ways to interact with me, and you just get, like, I don't know, it's just so, it was so fun. Okay, my next tip is just enjoy. When you're running, you've paid a lot of money for this race. Make sure that at the end of the race, you don't look and think, okay, I just paid all this money to go on a run. No, look back and think, I got to see the sun rise over Disney, I got to see fun characters, I got to laugh with my friends as we tried to finish the race together, and I got to wear a fun costume. Don't end the race just thinking all I did was another race. Make sure that you enjoyed it. Make sure you stop. Take pictures if you want to take pictures. I personally didn't take pictures with any characters because the lines were so long by the time I got to them, and I knew if I stopped, I wouldn't be able to start again. So I didn't stop, but a lot of people do, and they're fine, and they finish, and they have a great time with it. Now, I did stop once I got to the bridge over in France because I ran through the World Showcase, and by the time I got to the bridge in France, the sun was rising, and the sky was pink. They had the lights on all over the World Showcase. It was beautiful. It was probably one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen at Disney. The music they had playing, fun that all of us were having because we were all there running, we all loved to run, and it was just a great feeling and a great sight. I will show those pictures here because my words just don't even do them justice. I loved every minute of it, and I didn't look back and think, oh, I just did basically another race or a race. I looked back and thought I just had a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So it was really, really fun. And for me too, even though I was a cast member, to run backstage at Disney was a really fun experience. And Annie, I would say the same thing because she got to run the backstage of Hollywood Studios, and she really liked that. And she wasn't a cast member, so it was even better for her because she had never got to see that. And you never really get to see that unless you pay for like a tour or something like that. So it's a really, really fun experience, and we cannot stress enough how much we tell you to just enjoy. And not only enjoy the race itself, but the pre-stuff, the after stuff, wearing your medal. They have parties beforehand over in Epcot. They have the expo at ESPN Wide World of Sports. And at Annie's expo for Star Wars, they had stormtroopers walking around. I'm just telling you, just enjoy it. Don't let it stress you out, just enjoy. One tip Annie really wanted to stress was know how you are getting to the race. Now, we stayed at the Grand Floridian because we got a super good price. I'm losing my voice. Ursula's taking my voice. And I got a super good price as a cast member, and thankfully we were, since we were at the Grand Floridian, we had the monorail, which was great because her race, Annie's race, started at Epcot. So we thought, okay, well, this means we will be able to take the monorail straight to Epcot. But then there were signs saying, like, catch your Run Disney bus here, and then there was another sign saying, it was just really confusing. We wish there had been better information. So just make sure before you get settled and enjoy the pre-race festivities, make sure you know how you're going to get to the race. We did end up taking the monorail, and it was really fun because there was no one else on it. It was really kind of creepy cool. I don't know, it was riding a monorail in the dark with no one else. It was fun but weird at the same time. Another once-in-a-lifetime experience. So it was, but yeah, know your transportation. For me, the next thing Annie wanted to stress, I didn't have this problem as much as she did. She ran obviously further, so they had them take different route. Now, they took the route that would lead them through the walkway between Hollywood Studios, Boardwalk, and Epcot, like that whole little walkway. And the path there with all those runners was kind of small, and it was a little bit hard for her to run. So she just wanted to stress that when you run, make sure you watch your step, especially depending on which route you are going through. Just make sure you watch, make sure that it's going to be dark most likely for the first part of your race. So just watch your step, be safe. Safety is key, and safety begins with me. If you're a cast member, you understand that. But yeah, safety is truly key in this point, and you don't want to get injured and not be able to finish or not be able to enjoy the after party, the after fun at the parks. Yeah, those are our tips for your Run Disney race. If you are not running in a race, but you have someone running in it, think about joining the cheer squad. And they spell cheer as C-H-E-A-R, as in Mickey's ears. So it's really cute. Mom and I were Annie's cheer squad. It allowed us to go to the stands over at the finish line, so that was really fun. They have a special like spot for the cheer squads, and you get to stand whatever, and watch your people come through. So that's really cool. Now, when we were watching for Annie to come through, she apparently had gone through, and we still had not seen her. Like, we were watching the finish line, never saw her. Saw a guy dressed like George Lucas run by, but we never saw Annie. 15 minutes, like, after we said, okay, where is she? Like, did she have to stop? Did she have to start walking? We didn't know. And so, finally, she texts us, and she says, "Where are you all?" And we're like, "Where are you? Like, we're sitting here, where are you?" And she had already finished like 15 minutes ago, and we just never saw her. So, but it's really nice, and I love that Disney allows family and friends that have purchased those special seats to sit there and have that kind of front row seat to watching their family or friend complete a huge milestone. So we hope these tips and just advice and stories that we have from our runs, you know, encourage you to go out and try it. Like, you know what? You never know until you do, and if you can afford it, seriously, go do a Run Disney experience. It's so much fun. We will keep you updated with our virtual run experience and let you know how we liked it compared to actually running at Disney. It's a great alternative, definitely, for those of us who can't just travel down there and pay for a hotel and pay for the race and all that. So it's a great alternative, and we will definitely keep you updated on our training and experience with that. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that bell notification will tell you when we publish our videos. We really enjoy this. We can't wait to keep giving you all more tips and tricks on how to have a magical day, whether you are at the parks or at home. So we hope you've enjoyed this. We hope you come back for more. But above all else, we hope you have a magical day. Bye!